someone notified me that Courtney Love wanted to reach out to me. So there you go. Brett Cooper has mentioned that Courtney Love has also had allegations about Lou Taylor. We all know who Courtney Love is. If for nothing else, it's because the media has convinced most people that she had something to do with the murder of her husband, Kurt Cobain, right? Anyway, when I made contact with her, it was because she had been watching my podcast and she knew that I was obsessed with the book Chaos. My mind just exploded. If you have not read that book, you should read it. And I became even more obsessed with learning everything that I could about the 60s and the military-grade MKUltra program that our government employed in place after JFK was shot. And I think post-COVID, we're all ready to digest that these are psychological operations. Courtney at that time, Courtney Love, told me so much information. In January of this year, it was like she basically wrote me a novel. I couldn't process it. It was information overload. Courtney Love, this is in January and in February of this year. I have all of this in writing. Effectively wrote explaining to me exactly how the operation functions and why. She explained to me that she was a toddler and she was experimented on at the Haight-Ashbury Clinic. And the hippies came, and this is when the CIA was just dosing them intentionally because they wanted to understand how to control minds. This was their focus, was how do we control like mass experimentation? How do we brainwash people? And they were experimenting on hippies when they did this. And Courtney, who is writing a book on this, so I'm not exposing anything, told me that she was given LSD at this age. This is how she grew up. She grew up in this area. And she told me, I did not kill Kurt Cobain. That was a part of a psychological operation to make the masses look away from what the CIA was guilty of. And she then told me through a lot of messages that at the core of all of this is ownership. Goodbye to your idea of a meritocracy, that you can climb the ladder and become a billionaire yourself. Actually, the best way to understand it is that when companies or individuals get too big and become too powerful, they send their agents to control them, to make sure that they are able to control their messaging. And if they cannot control those individuals, they will stage some sort of a hostile takeover of that brand or of that company or of that particular person. And there's a number of ways that can be accomplished. First and foremost, the psychosis. She's having a mental breakdown. She needs a break. She's really tired. Brittany's been put on a Psych 5150 hold.
Join the movement. Feel the vibe. TrumpRap.com, where truth and rhythm collide.